Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. Today's practice is focused on the Sacral Chakra. If you're not sure what a chakra is, it's like a spinning wheel of energy, a center of energy, and the 7 chakras located along the length of our spine. The Sacral Chakra is located just below the belly button, and it's said to be the center of sensation, of pleasure, of feelings, emotions, and of creativity. So we'll be targeting the hips quite a bit today. We'll be focusing on some opening of the hips, some strengthening, as well as the remainder of the body, but mainly targeted on the hips, on the hamstrings as well. We'll begin on our backs today. If you got 2 blocks, then grab a hold of them. We might need them to get started. So we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana, a nice little hip opener to begin. And as you come onto the back body, bring your feet together to touch. Blocks can come either side of the hips. Now you can use your blocks to support the weight of the legs. Just if you're a little bit tight in the hips, it can be quite nice just to rest on the blocks. And then just guide your way onto the back body. Lower back, rest, and work your way along until the back of the head can rest. Now if this feels good, you might want to move the blocks all together and just let the knees passively fall out to the sides. Begin to focus on breath, having the pace of our practice to match the pace of the breath. Finding those smooth, rhythmic inhalations and exhalations through your nose. Just settle into this pose, into your practice. And today I want you to move creatively, intuitively and freely with breath. As we're targeting that sacral chakra, just allow any emotions to come to you, whether it's joy, whether it's love, sadness, anything that comes to you, just allow it to, and just try not rebel or program or control yourself to feel or think a certain way. Just be accepting and observe. Don't judge. And from staying on the back, just find a little subtle side-to-side rock in the hips. You can keep the eyes closed here. Lovely, and close the knees together as though you're closing a book. Pick up the knees tight to the chest. Give yourself a big, gigantic squeeze. Full breath in and full breath out. Grounding down through the feet. Allow your arms to just rest by the side of the body for a moment, and then separate the feet so the feet are about hips distance, and you want the feet to be underneath the knees. Now lift your pelvis, lift your hips away from the mat, and begin to engage your glutes, your hamstrings, by pushing the weight forwards to the front of the toes or dragging the weight back. Whichever isometric action just helps you to feel that engagement of your glutes, of your hamstrings. And as you take a breath in, really press down through the sole of the left foot and come to raise your right leg, point the right toes, and lift the hips a little higher. So squeeze the left bum cheek. As you exhale, lower the hips towards the mat, but not all the way. Inhale, charge through the left foot, lift the hips. Exhale to lower with control. Breathe in, squeeze. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more to come up on the inhale. Lovely. As you exhale, drop the back body down. Bend your right knee and flex your right foot so that your ankle crosses over the top of the left thigh. And once you get it there, pick up the left foot and begin to thread that needle so the fingers interlace around the top of your hamstring. Or maybe around the shin if that feels good. So see if you can send the awareness towards the part of the body that we'll be targeting today. And today, it's the hips. So can you send all your love, all your awareness on a deeper level towards that region of the body? Wonderful. And release. Let go of the right leg, uncross, ground through the feet, just as you were, coming back into bridge. Lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, engage the hamstrings, slide the heels forward or back. And then come to press down, in particular for your right big toe. Make sure the knee isn't flopping out. You want to keep hugging the sensation in the way. Lift the left leg, point through the left toes. Send the hips a little higher, breathe in. Exhale with control, hover the hips off the mat. Let's go back up as you inhale, press through the foot. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, one more, big push, inhale, and soft release. As you bend your left knee, cross your left foot, your left ankle over the right thigh, and then pick it up to thread the needle. Fingers slot around the back of the hammy, or the very top part of the shin. Back of the shoulders press down and spread. Soften your gaze, connect with your Ujjayi breath. So the aim in this pose isn't how close we can get our right knee towards our face. It's to have a muscular engagement, particularly in the outside of your left hip, maybe the deep muscles within the glute or even the spine. It can be really good at releasing any tension you've got in that lower back. Wonderful, and release. Left foot on crosses. Okay, from here we'll start to bring the fingers to the back of the head. And then start to bend the knees and point the toes forwards. Take a big breath in, lift your head away from the mat, come to lower your left leg, have it hovered above the mat. As you exhale, twist. Inhale, head drops back, switch on the exhale. Inhale, both knees bend, exhale. Keep alternating the breath, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. One more time on each side, exhale, inhale, and exhale. As you inhale, rebend the knees, fingers to the backs of the legs. Let's rock all the way up and down. 3 rocks for 1. For 2, make sure the spine is rounded. And 3. Into Sukhasana, full breath in, peel your chest through. And exhale, push it back. Inhale, peel the chest through, lift the gaze. Exhale, heart pushes back. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, shimmy your legs around, hop on into a tabletop position, and then we'll go straight back to down dog on the breath out. Look to the thighs, maybe take a little step back to the back. Send your gaze out in front, lift your heels high, bend your knees, take a step or a jump top of the mat. Lengthen through the spine on the in-breath and fold down on the out-breath. Arms sweep up, palms meet overhead, Udbahastasana. Make sure your ribs aren't popping out here, so you want to knit the ribs down, keep the core active, glutes also. Lower with control. Descending into Uttanasana or forward fold. Flat back as you inhale, length through the spine. As you bend the knees, reach for your hands. You can step or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale, shoulders back. Lift on the inhale, up dog or cobra. Expand, exhale, downward facing dog. And as you come into downward dog, send your right leg straight to the sky. Breathe in. Bend your right knee, send openness into the right hip, and as you flex your right toes, begin to draw your knee, your ankle, and your hip around in big, open, expansive circles. Connecting with Ujjayi. Wonderful. Right leg back to the sky. Drop your right hip so it's in line with your left and point for your right toes. As you exhale, bring your right knee really close to the face and round the upper back to create a cat-like shape of the spine. Step your right foot through your hands and ground for your left knee. So this is where the blocks might come in useful. You can have the blocks either side of your right foot or have the fingers pressed down towards the mat if you can reach. Pull your shoulders back as you send your heart through. Take a breath in. As you exhale, push through the fingers, move the hips back. Again, options to use blocks if the ground's really far away. Breath in, lengthen through the spine, look forward, pull the shoulders back. Elbows bend, exhale, fold over the right leg, look to your right toes. Breathe in, press the ground away, look forwards. And exhale to fall down. Another one, inhale. And exhale. On the next breath in, lunge into the right knee, hips and heart move forwards. Now start to reach your fingers forward. They might even come off the very top of the mat altogether. Curl your left toes, lift your left knee, engage your left thigh. As you exhale, spring off the left toes, drive the left knee to the nose. Inhale, lunge into the right knee, sink the hips. Exhale, spring. Inhale, lunge, keep the back knee lifted. Exhale. And inhale. Drop your left knee towards your mat as you exhale. Take a breath in, squeeze the inner thighs, shift the hips forward and through, raise the arms up. Exhale, pull your hips back, straighten through your right leg and flex your right toes, ground. Inhale, lunge into the right knee, reach the fingers up high. As you exhale, step the left fingers forward, curl the back knee and drive the knee tight to the face. Okay, really soft micro bend in your right knee now. And you're going to peel up towards standing, take the left knee with you, drive the heel, flex the foot. As you exhale, softly close down your eyes and ground your left foot down by the right, feeling grounded, rooted, supported, connected to your mat. Breathe in to send the gaze, the awareness up high, lengthen through the body. As you exhale, fold towards the earth, Uttanasana, relax the neck. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana, create length in the body. And as you exhale, start to bend the knees ever so slightly. We'll keep our right foot rooted, send your left leg back. Coming into Warrior 3, if you want a bit more height on this one, go ahead and use a block. Or bring the hands all the way up to your heart. Notice if your left hip is opening, try and drop the left hip down and pull the right hip up. Flex the left toes, they should be pointing directly towards your mat. Wonderful, bend into the right knee, allow your left toes to drop, and as you take a breath in, charge through the fingers, lift up from the upper body. Exhale, sink down through the hips, get a little lower to your mat. Press through the right leg on the inhale, reach through the fingers, modified pyramid, exhale, fold about a quarter of the way, hold. Inhale, and exhale, fold about half the way, hold. Exhale, inhale. And then come all the way down, whether the fingers rest against the mat or come on blocks. Drop the head, the gaze. Keep pulling your outer right hip back and shooting your left hip forward, lengthening through the crown, but pulling back through the tail. As you ground through the fingers or the hand, option to bend the knee and step back to down dog, or see if you can sweep your right leg straight to the sky, coming into three-legged dog on the breath in. And then bend that right knee, open up the hip. Slowly bring the right toes back to the sky, inhale. As you exhale, flex the right foot and softly ground it down by the left. Downward dog. On the next breath in, ripple forwards. Inhale, get you towards high plank. Bend the knees and glide it back. Exhale, look to your thighs. Inhale, roll forwards. Bend the knees, arch and glide back. Exhale. Inhale to roll forward, high plank, pause. Lower the hips, keep the gaze down. Modified up dog. Pull your shoulders back, lift your gaze as you inhale. Tuck the chin, hips lead the way. Exhale to downward dog. And from downward dog, send your right leg up to the sky. Point the toes as you breathe in. Drop the right hip. Exhale, right knee to the nose. Spread the shoulders. Drop the right knee to the mat. Press through the palms, lift through the core. Inhale, knee to the nose, spread it wide. Exhale, release, belly goes soft. Inhale to squeeze. And on that last one, knee and foot to the mat, exhale. On the next breath in, lift through the left toes, lift through the left heel. Squeeze your left bum cheek. Bend your left knee settles just outside of the right knee. Now separate the feet. Press through the hands, sink your bum back towards the heels as you exhale. Reach your fingers forward, take a few breaths here. And just let go of that ego, of how close you can get to the back of the mat. This can be quite intense with the hips, so just listen to that sensation. Just go as far as the body allows. Tiptoe the fingers forwards, uncross the legs. Left leg lifts as you take a breath in. Pivot on your right knee and send your left arm up and over the ear. Right hand's underneath the right shoulder point. Flex and charge through your left heel. Exhale, left elbow bends. Try and connect, or imagine you want to get your heel towards your elbow. Flexing the toes, breathe in, send the fingers forwards. Exhale, elbow and heel behind the back. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze. As you inhale, reach through the fingers, point through the toes, then drop the left toes to the mat so the foot comes flat. Bend the left knee on the exhale, left hand, right hip, right fingers over the ear. Right hand down to the top of the mat, left leg lifts, left arm lifts, inhale. Come on back, exhale, lunge, arm over the ear. Bring it back, right hand, right shoulder, left arm over the ear. And lunge, left knee, left hand to the right hip, right arm over the ear, exhale. As you inhale, arms come wide, keep the feet the same, the knee the same. And then lead them with the hips, really sink forward into this front left heel. So the movement comes from the hips, not the upper body. So we're not on a seesaw here. Keep the heart, the belly button in line. Press for your left leg. Begin to straighten your leg as you step your heel down. Point your toes. Left hand to the right hip. Sweep your right arm to the very back of the room and really stretch through right side body. Arms come wide on the breath in. Look forwards. Wave your hands down to frame your left foot. Bring your right toes back behind you. And as you charge through the heel, take a halfway lift in Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale. Option to use your blocks. Exhale, fold down, rest. Another one like that. Keep the leg straight. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, bend the elbows, fold down. As you inhale, press through the tips of the fingers, look forward. Lunge into your left knee. Begin to pick up your right knee, and as you squeeze and scissor the inner thighs, bring the arms up to the sky. Drop the back heel as you exhale, look forward. Flip through the left palm, reach and reverse, inhale. Reverse the warrior, warrior two, exhale. Straighten through your left leg, bring your left toes in, send your right toes forward, inhale. Flip through the right palm, reach forward and exalt, exhale. Another breath in, look forwards, warrior two. Windmill the hands down, and we'll take a big step back to plank through to chaturanga on the exhalation. Upward dog or cobra pose, breath in, pull those shoulders back, exhale to downward facing dog. Wonderful. From downward facing dog, let's send our left leg up to the sky, big breath in. Bend your knee, open it into your hips, scorpion tail, through to that big open circle, rolling the ankle, the knee, the hip, finding fluidity in our joints. Just rock it and roll it around. Spiral and open that left side body. Left leg back to the sky, point the toes, drop your left hip. Left knee tight towards the face, cat-like shape with the spine, shift forwards. Drop your left foot through your hands, ground your back right knee. Fingers frame the left foot. Hands on a block as an option, or just stay as you are with the fingers on the mat. And as you sink the hips forward and through, pull your shoulders back to lift open your heart. Inhale. Send the hips back on the exhale. Flex the left toes to the sky. Lengthen, bend the elbows, fold down, relax the neck. Press through the fingers, lift the gaze. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale. We'll go for one more, just like that. Breathe in. And fold. As you inhale, lengthen, lunge into your left knee. Step your fingers far forward or off the mat altogether. Right knee lifts. Exhale, right knee to the nose. Spring off the back toes. Step back, lunge. Inhale. Spring forward. Exhale. Inhale to lunge. Exhale. Inhale. Drop the back right knee on the exhale. Untuck the back toes. Breathe in. Sink the hips forward and through. Look up. Pull the hips back. Exhale. Left leg straightens. Arms move back. Inhale to lunge into the left knee. Arms reach up. Dropping the fingers towards the top of the mat, curl the right toes, lift the right knee, charge and send the knee to the nose or the chest, exhale. And then our inhale with the right foot flex, carry it all the way up through towards standing pose. Lift through the fingers, lengthen through the spine. Hands to the heart, close down your eyes, soft ground off the right foot, exhale. As you inhale, send the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, fold in with breath. Halfway lift into Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. And exhale, fold again. Soft micro bend for your left knee. Send your right leg back behind you, back into warrior three. Remember, notice if this right hip drops, opens, drop the hip, pull the left hip back. Maybe the fingers float or come to the heart all together. Keep pressing your right heel back, lengthening your crown forwards. High lunge on the breath in, allow the back toes to ground, arms to lift up. Exhale, sink through the hips. Charge your left leg as you straighten it. Push the weight forward. Inhale. A quarter of the way. Exhale, hold. Take another breath in here. Exhale about halfway. Inhale. Maybe all the way down or onto blocks. Folding heavily. Allow yourself to release. And from that pyramid modified variation, left knee can bend, you can step back to down dog, or press through the fingers, sweep your left leg up and back behind you, breathe in. Bend the knee, open up the hip as you exhale. Left leg back to the sky and slowly ground the left foot down by the right, downward facing dog. Push the hips, look back to the thighs, exhale. Roll forwards, inhale, spinal wave the body. Bend the knees, push back on the exhale, look towards your thighs. Inhale, rolling forwards with the breath. Again, bend the knees, push back, wave, downward dog, exhale. One more to roll you forwards as you inhale. Plank pose, lower the hips on the exhale, keep your gaze down. Inhale, shoulders pull back, heart lifts through. Chin to the chest, hips lead the way, downward dog, exhale. And from downward dog, straight away send your left toes to the sky as you breathe in, point. Knee to your nose as you exhale, drop the knee towards the mat, belly releases, let it go soft. Press through the hands, knee to the nose, inhale. Exhale to release. One more, just like that, breathe in. And lower, exhale. As you inhale, lift your right leg and start to really drive the heel as high as you can. Knee tucks behind the left. Separate the feet, and as you exhale, sink your bum back and reach your fingers forward. Lengthen the sides of the body, drop the gaze. Breathe to the outside of your hips. Inhale, walk it forwards, hands underneath the shoulder point, right leg lifts. Open up, so left toes pivot, right arm over the ear, kick through the right heel, reach in. Exhale, bend the knee, elbow, imagine it wants to touch the heel. Breathe in, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale, reach through the fingers, kick through the toes, drop your right foot. You want to pivot the toes towards the back, lunge into the right knee, right hand, left hip, left arm over the ear, reach, exhale, inhale, come on back, raise the leg if you can, raise the arm, come on back, right knee bends, toes press down, lunge, exhale, inhale, wave it back, flex, last one, exhale. Arms wide, look forwards or back if you want to be particular, back of the mat, breathe in. Move from the hips to that sinking action, that driving through the front heel. Open into the inner thighs, the hip region. Press through your right leg, straighten your leg as you ground through the heel, breath in. Right hand shifts towards the left hip, left arm over the ear. Reach and stretch out those intercostal muscles, the serratus anterior, the lats. Arms wide, breathe in. Windmill the hands down. And as you windmill the hands down, little pivot on the back toes, fingers frame the right foot. Lift to find that length. Exhale to find a fold. Lift to find the length. Keep grounding, creating traction through the front heel. Exhale. As you inhale, press through the fingers, look forwards, bend into the right knee, squeeze, arms lift, high lunge. Drop the back heel on the exhale, warrior two. Inhale to flip it and reverse it. Back into warrior two. Exhale. Straighten through your right leg, bring your right toes in, left toes forward, warrior two. Inhale. Flip the left palm, reach up and over, exhale. Warrior two, inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana, lower with control. Exhale. Up to upward dog, all cobra pose. Drop the knees, come into Balasana, into child's pose. A moment of rest, take the knees as wide as you can. Sink through the hips. From Balasana pose, just gently as you shift your gaze forwards, press through your hand, and then lift to come into plank pose. Bring the feet in, closer together, right toes point, engage your right glute. Inhale, then exhale, drop the right knee wider than the wrist, untuck the back toes. As you take the knee a little wider, you can spread the fingers. We're coming into pigeon pose, so really great hip release if you've got tight hips. And I encourage you to take the knee as wide as the flexibility allows. Now, the deeper you take the foot, the further you take the foot away from the pelvis, the deeper the pose will be. So you can determine how intense the pose will be from the foot, and also the height away from the ground. So the further away from the ground, the less pressure. The closer you are, the more intense you'll feel it on the outside of the hip. So adjust the foot, adjust the height accordingly. Remember, you can always get a block handy or a book, something to elevate and just rest on. And the back left toes want to be pointing back behind you, so make sure you're on the very front part of the foot, and the inner part of the thigh rolls up towards the sky to square the hips off. Notice if you're sitting on the outside of the right hip, you want to discourage this and move into the center of the hips. Now just breathe here. Our asanas, as well as physically making us feel amazing, they can also be our own little personal meditation or moments of quiet. And they're also a good distraction if you're someone that struggles with meditation and just finding complete stillness with your own thoughts. Then asanas are a really good starting point to kind of ease you into finding some stillness within yourself. Okay, press the ground away as you inhale, curl your back toes, step back, plank, and we'll switch it up on the other side. Settle the shin, glide the toes back onto the very top part of the foot. Lift to lengthen, sink, and exhale, finding sleeping pigeon. Notice if you're creating tension. So this pose is ultimately to relieve tension within the body, within the hips. So notice if you're kind of clenching or stiffening in parts of the body that don't need to be stiffened, where you might be sending some excess energy to, such as the face, the shoulders, the belly. Can you relax in those areas? inhale, move away from the earth, drop onto your left hip, swing the legs out in front of you to begin with, and then make your way into tabletop. So try and come onto this side of the mat as you enter into tabletop, because you want to use your mat here. We're coming into frog pose, and it's good to have a little bit of support with the hips, whether you've got a mat or some sort of a cushion, because we're going to be putting quite a lot of pressure on the knees to open into the hips. So once you're in tabletop, begin to turn your toes out, and then one by one we'll just begin to kind of wiggle our knees out wider and wider and wider until you can't really go anymore, so you get to your max. Now note, this can be quite intense, so if it's too intense you can always come back in, so know that there's always a way out if it is too overwhelming. And it's good to have a block handy by the side of you. Make sure your toes are pointed out and your heels are in line with your knees, and kind of push your bum back so that your knee point is in line with your hip point. Now you can rest on the hands if you'd like to support the pose, or maybe come onto a block or down onto the forearms. And if stillness is what you need, I'd like you to just breathe exactly where you are and hold, or maybe finding a subtle forward and back movements, or a slight tick, tuck and tilt of the pelvis. Feel your mind and your body start to slow down, and just continue to tune in. Tune in with sensation, with pleasure, with feeling. And when you're ready, we'll gently come out of that. So press through the hands, really slowly begin to wiggle the knees in, and we'll take a seat. We'll just shake that all out, so your hips might feel nice and open. We'll just continue to shake it all out. So take the feet wide, have your hands behind you supporting the weight of the body, and rock it out. 8 to left, side to side. Breathe. And inhale, wiggle your feet in, keep your right knee bent, step the foot in, drop the left heel, and we'll take a soft twist. Left elbow hooks around the right knee or the right shin or outside. Press the ground away as you take that breath in, and twist back as you exhale. Inhale and exhale. Final one, fill the lungs and twist. Inhale to look forward, step your right heel down, bend your left knee, and we'll go the other side. Just really make sure you're pressing down through the left foot and the knee stays directly on top of the heel. Belly, bring the belly towards the thigh as you take a breath in, and look back as you exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, last breath, in through the nose, out of the nose. Look forwards really slowly. We'll make our way into seated pose. Close down the eyes. Thanking the body for the gift of movement today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please stay in this seated pose, connecting with your breath, or enter Shavasana, and please stay here for as long as the body and the mind needs. Namaste.